absence. Now, tomorrow they do have a home game against Sperry, and they are planning to play. And the head football coach told me that, of course, players are heartbroken and hurt during this time. So prayers to the whole community here. Reporting in Beggs, Giselle Puente, 2 Works for You.
Thank you, Giselle. By the way, Beggs canceled tonight's basketball games for its elementary teams.
And the big question that many community members and parents have tonight, what could have led to such a horrific crime? 2 Works for You anchor Aaron Conrad digs deeper into the mother's past after she was arrested for the shooting.
I combed through dozens of family court documents spanning all the way back to 2016 that show protective orders, allegations of abuse and drug use. According to online court records, Hall does not have a criminal history. In fact, all I found were traffic tickets and some debts. The bulk of what I did uncover, however, shows Hall continually petitioned the court for custody of her children, claiming they aren't safe because of their father. Just last month, Amy Hall filed and was granted this emergency custody order accusing Gennaro Tolliver, the children's father, of abuse. The order claiming the minor children will suffer irreparable harm if they aren't placed with Hall for the following reasons. Hall accuses Tolliver of showing up at Hall's home at all hours of the night. The document goes on to show Hall claims Tolliver got into a fight with Kaysen, the teenager who died, resulting in scratches. She also alleges Tolliver has sent inappropriate and threatening texts to all of the children. We tried to find any record of protective orders Tolliver may have requested against Hall, and we found nothing. Law enforcement confirms to us they have been called to Hall's home multiple times for various reasons. How many of those were domestics between Tolliver and Hall or with the children specifically, we're still working to find out. And while most of the court records paint Tolliver as an unfit parent, Hall is the one facing murder charges. So what's going to happen now with the custody of the 2 surviving children? We're still working to find that out. Aaron Conrad, 2 Works for You.
Our thoughts are with the communities affected by this tragedy tonight, and we'll certainly continue to update the story on KJRH.com and on our free 2 Works for You app.
More breaking news right now. Tulsa police say 3 people are in custody in connection to the death of a missing man from Turley. Chris Lewis's body was found in North Tulsa last week. Authorities tell us Tommy Jones, Robert Sheets, and a 3rd person were arrested. So far, no word on if any men have been charged. 2 Works for You is working to learn more.
Now, your 2 Works for You Weather First forecast.
All is quiet here in northeast Oklahoma, tracking our next front to the northwest of us. That's going to approach our area tomorrow. Not really going to do much to our temperatures. More on that in just a moment. But right now, it's chilly outside. Tulsa at 55, Muskogee at 53 with north winds. Those north winds will pick up out of the northwest tomorrow afternoon. But it will be warmer, actually, tomorrow afternoon. Then we're tracking our next chance rain just in time for the weekend. And then colder weather does return. More on that with your 10-day forecast here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Mike. For the 6th time in less than a week, another driver is accused of hitting kids at or near a bus stop. You can see here where there have been incidents around the country: Pennsylvania, Mississippi, Indiana, Kentucky. There were 2 in Florida. People have been rushed to the hospital or even killed during these crashes, bringing to light how important it is to be aware of these bus stops. In tonight's Project Safe Schools, 2 Works for You reporter Lauren Callender rides along to see just how protected your children are while waiting on the bus.
The most dangerous point by and far is the loading and unloading. Don't be shy, come right on in.
Clark Matthews drives students to and from school in Jenks every day.
The reason why it means so much to me, it's not just professionally, but we have 5 grandchildren.
He treats every student like they are his own, putting their safety first.
We don't trust anybody outside this bus. We don't assume anything.
Matthews rarely lets a student cross the street when getting on or off the bus because of the fear of a distracted driver hitting them.
Then I got these 7 mirrors checking the surroundings. That's the main thing.
Drivers need to understand when the bus lights go on, it doesn't mean speed around them.
When they see the amber loading lights going, just be aware, okay, get ready to stop.
It's not only the surroundings outside he has to keep an eye on.
There have been times we had to come to a hard stop, and if they're not seated properly, that's an invitation for some serious injury.
Avoiding any injuries so he can bring them back to school with a peace of mind.
See you, ladies. Ta-ta. Goodbye. Good luck.
In Jenks, Lauren Callender, 2 Works for You.
And we want this conversation to continue with you throughout the year. So if you have a school story you want us to look into, give us a call at the number on your screen, or you can email us at projectsafeschools@kjrh.com.
Happening right now, some long lines at early voting. A record number of voters coming out to cast their ballots. The Oklahoma State Election Board says as of this afternoon, more than 6,000 people voted today. Early voting continues tomorrow from 8 to 6 and Saturday from 9 to 2. Also happening now, a crackdown on uninsured drivers. A new system launched today that reads license plates in real time. Insurance companies will be able to update the system every 24 hours to show whether you've paid for or canceled your car insurance. Law enforcement can then check that information during traffic stops.
New at 6, first it was Lime, now another electronic scooter company is right here in Tulsa. Bird scooters arrived today. The city says the scooters are a faster way to get around for those relying on public transportation. And you may have already seen some people riding them around town. The city does have a speed limit of 15 miles an hour for the scooters.
Video you just can't take your eyes off. An Oklahoma football game turns into an all-out fight. Even the stands emptied. Why police are now taking a closer look at what happened.
Plus, how you can save a ton of money just by reading the labels on your favorite foods.
And we're tracking some big changes in the extended. Latest details right after this.
Work.
That is fighting.
It turned into a bit of a melee there for a while.
Handshakes quickly turned to punches under the Friday night lights. This brawl on the field started between two Oklahoma City teams. Now their seasons are ending early. U.S. Grant defeated Capitol Hill 22-17. Fans say about 60 players from both teams started fighting afterwards. Officials say 24 parents and fans also stormed the field. School resource officers had to intervene. Oklahoma City Public Schools says students involved will be disciplined. Officials are still discussing whether parents and fans should be punished as well.
New tonight, walk into a convenience store and you'll be able to play your lottery odds without carrying around any cash. Today, Oklahoma started allowing people to buy lottery tickets with debit cards. Officials say it's an effort to make the lottery more convenient, but critics say it makes it easier to feed gambling problems.
New at 6, wasting money by throwing away perfectly good food. Just knowing what the labels are on your groceries and what they could mean could save you cold, hard cash. 2 Works for You anchor Lisa Jones shows us how to tell the difference.
Every day, Bernie Brooks inspects Reeser's grocery stores. It's part of his job as food safety manager. Once food of any kind hits the shelf, the countdown begins. Bernie keeps up with health inspector recalls, but mostly these dates that by law have to appear on all food items.
I always read what the date says on it, so pick the freshest one and push the others back.
But not all shoppers know what these labels even mean. Here's what they mean. Use by or before indicates when a product is at its best. Use by is the last date recommended for peak quality. And sell by is the date retailers use to know how long to keep that product on display. None of these dates have to do with food safety, with one exception.
It is not a safety date except when used on baby formula.
There are nutrients in baby formulas that dissipate with time. So what do these food label dates mean after you buy the items?
When a product has gone out of date while in home storage, that doesn't mean that the product is bad or unsafe to eat.
In fact, 30% of the U.S. food supply is lost or discarded by people who go exactly by the use and sell by dates, when the experts say it's really unnecessary.
It is very wasteful, yes. When they go out of date in home storage, depending upon how they are kept, they could be good for up to 6 years.
Reeser's is just one local grocery store that doesn't let the food that's past these use and sell by dates go to waste.
Products that we have here that go out of date, they're donated to the community food bank.
Lisa Jones, 2 Works for You.